What if you could get back to every single new sales lead in just 30 seconds? I mean, seriously. Today, we're going to walk through how to build a completely automated sales assistant that qualifies, sorts, and reaches out to new leads, all before they've even had a chance to open another browser tab. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Think about your business right now. A potential customer, super interested, fills out a form on your website. What's the actual delay before they hear from a real person? Is it an hour? Maybe half a day? We all know that in that time, a hot lead doesn't just go cold, they often go straight to your competitor.
But what if you could just completely erase that gap, make it practically zero? The system we're breaking down today takes a lead from the moment they hit submit to getting a personalized first email in less than 30 seconds. You know, that's not just being fast. That's a massive competitive advantage, no matter what industry you're in.
So how on earth is this even possible? Well, it all comes down to a few really powerful tools that are all talking to each other perfectly. Let's take a look under the hood at the anatomy of this automation.
Every piece of this tech stack has a very specific job. Think of n8n as the central nervous system. It's the digital glue that connects everything and tells all the other parts what to do and when. Then you've got OpenAI's GPT-4o. That's the brain, instantly figuring out what the customer is asking for. Odoo CRM is your central command, keeping all the data tidy. And of course, you have your web form. That's the front door, with email and Slack handling all the real-time chats. It's basically a full digital team, on call 24/7.
To really get a feel for how this works, let's follow a single lead on its journey. We'll track it all the way from the moment they click submit to the second it lands, perfectly packaged, in front of your sales team. The whole thing really boils down to these 4 key stages. First, capture. The system grabs the new lead from your web form. Next, it moves straight to analyze, where the AI reads and understands the message. Then, it structures all those insights into neat, clean data. And finally, it routes the lead, scoring it as hot, warm, or cold, and deciding what to do next. It's just a clean, logical assembly line that turns a random inquiry into a real sales opportunity.
Okay, this right here, this is where the magic happens. The AI is basically a junior sales analyst, but one that works at the speed of light and never needs a coffee break. It reads that raw text from the lead and just pulls out the critical details. Who is this person? What company are they with? What do they actually want? Do they have a budget? And the most important question, how good of a lead is this, really? It does all of that in seconds, something that would take a person minutes of reading and typing.
So the AI has done its thing, it's analyzed the lead and structured the data. But information without action is pretty much useless. So let's see how the system turns those insights into immediate, decisive action.
In a single instant, this whole chain reaction kicks off. Bam! A new opportunity pops up in your CRM, already filled out with the AI's neat little summary. At the same time, a personalized email, drafted by the AI based on what the lead wrote, is already on its way to their inbox. The right salesperson gets assigned the lead, and the whole team gets a quick heads up in Slack. This isn't just about saving time. It's about flawlessly executing your follow-up process every single time.
And this is where it gets really smart. You can set up your own rules. So maybe high-budget tech leads from big companies go straight to your senior sales expert, while smaller inquiries go to another team member. The system handles all of that distribution for you, instantly, making sure the perfect person is on the case from second one.
Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? But what's it actually going to take to get this up and running? Let's get down to the bottom line and look at the practical stuff. How much this costs and some of the common hurdles you might run into.
The cost is probably the most shocking part of this whole thing, seriously. If you're willing to self-host some of these pieces, you could run this entire powerhouse system for as little as $10 a month. Even if you go for the easier cloud options, you're looking at a total of around $50. For a system that guarantees you're the first to respond to every lead, that's an absolutely insane return on investment.
Of course, no tech project is completely problem-free. But the good news is, the common issues are all pretty well known. You might run into an API key that's not working, or maybe the AI gives a weird response, or an email lands in spam. Don't worry, for almost everything you'll run into, there's a straightforward, documented fix.
Now this is probably the most important takeaway of all. This isn't about just copying and pasting a generic template and calling it a day. The real power comes from customizing it. You have to tune the AI's instructions so it understands the lingo, the signals, and the nuances of customers in your specific industry. That's what turns this from a cool tech demo into a true game changer for your business.
So that brings us to the final question to think about. We focused on sales today, but what about other parts of your business? Customer support tickets, employee onboarding paperwork, internal IT requests? Just think, which process in your company is crying out for its own intelligent 30-second assistant? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.